Right, everyone, we are live for the official Formula E Sao Paulo E-Prix Watchalong that is kicking off like almost immediately. It's starting right now. Well, not right now, but it's starting very, very, very soon. Welcome along, everyone. And yeah, it should be a really exciting classic Formula E race, actually, with a lot of overtakes, people predicting hundreds of overtakes. Will that happen? We will see. Okay, we're also going to premiere into very exciting first Formula E podcast. We get the light on. So I'm super excited for that. You can see it's going to be 31 laps here at Sao Paulo. Should we go live vertically as well? Should we do the old vertical? You let me know. And yes, should I do that? No, that's going to be absolutely fine, isn't it? Oh. Actually, can you hear me? If I do this, can you hear me? Let me know. Did you were you able to hear me through all of that? No, you can't hear me. Dang. Damn, son. Okay, no worries. Should we go vertical? Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's live life dangerously. So bear with me. Bear with me a second here. Cars on the grid. I'm not on the grid today. I'm with you. I'm just chilling out. Oh, it's PK, Nelson PK. Slightly controversial character, no? Sao Paulo. Get in there, Lewis. Right, 1 second. I'm very excited for this. Done. Yes, we exist vertically as well. Incredible scenes. In just frankly unbelievable scenes. So you couldn't hear me then, okay. I don't know why it's like that on all of the watchalongs ones. It's all like blended. Which I don't know why, but anyway. So, yeah, so we were here for Mexico, we were here for Diria twice, weren't we? And both of them were actually very unusual Formula E races with not a huge amount of overtakes, if we're honest. But apparently that's all going to change here. AGAG is there. The boss of Formula E. By extension, my boss. Who else is on the grid today? But Bernie Eccleston's down there. Bernie Eccleston is on the grid. He's spending a lot of time in Brazil, as I understand it. For various reasons. But yeah, there we go. There we've got our grid. It is Pascal Wehrlein who's on pole position. Stoff Van Dorn. Let me just do one more thing. And I'm just looking forward to just enjoying the race, to be honest. Enjoying the E-Prix. And then, yeah, we're going to premiere into a video that is called Why F1 Drivers Keep Coming to Formula E, like Pascal Wehrlein, like Stoffel Van Dorn, like Jean-Eric Verne, kind of like Sandberg. Sandberg was a reserve driver. Oh. Let's can we share the stream as well? I didn't do a very good job sharing the stream last time. I'm going to share the stream. Bear with me. Bear with me. Because we're just 9 minutes away now. Just 9 minutes away. What do I say? Wasn't Eccleston sued by Massa? No, Massa is just suing F1 directly, I think. I'm hoping for some absolutely massive sends. Some huge sends. Oh, damn it. Why is it so difficult for me to do anything? Bear with me. I'm almost here. I'm almost here. Welcome, Tyron. Good to have you on board. Good to have you. Oh my god, I can't type. TNT on an advert. Right. Right indeed. When does the race start in the shorts feed? It starts in 6 minutes. What a crash, yeah. I don't know about the Eccleston drama, I have to say. But I want to be across it. Good day for Verline, yes indeed. So, people are predicting today, sort of, there's going to be a lot of energy management. And drivers are it's going to be extremely tactical. Can I press this button? If I press this button? Let me know if everything breaks when I press this button. Has everything broken, or are we still okay? I think we're still okay. Awesome. Yes, we're all good. We're all good. Hendog wants a shout out. Hello, Hendog, in vertical land. No, the race hasn't started. There's 5 minutes to go till the race. See, it's 1:55 local time. So the race is starting in 5 minutes. Hendog in the house. I don't know if we have any established Formula E fans here, or if it's new fans. Let me know. Let me know. What the vibe is. So there's 4 minutes to go. Discovery Plus. Chester's been watching Formula E since the first year of Gen 2. I'll tell you what, there is something about how the Gen 2 cars look, isn't it? Like, especially from the rear. But the Gen 3 cars are just so small. There's going to be a lot of... I guarantee overtakes here. I guarantee overtakes. Put it like that. Okay, now I have the footage of Sao Paulo. Oh no, it's still a video feed. Sao Paulo, yes! So, grid is pretty packed, but I think all the celebrities are being ushered off. Massive grandstand they've got opposite the pit complex. This looks to be packed. Chester Gen 2 Evo. Yeah, Gen 2 Evo got COVIDed, didn't it? If I remember. So we got protagonist here. We got Pascal Wehrlein, who won the first race of the season in Mexico City. We've also got, well, where is Jake Dennis? Jake Dennis, all the way down in P10, the reigning world champion. And then here come the DS Penske's, Stoffel Van Dorn and John Eric Verne 2 and 3. Cassidy down in P9. It's just, oh, so much opportunity here. Welcome Urban Explorer Chester Travis Frinsky. I'm going to guess you're a Robin Friends fan. I'm just going to randomly guess you're a Friends fan. Let's get Robin Friends up. Here he is. Do I play Fortnite? No, absolutely not. So, Mortara, a bit of a surprise package. Sam Bird up into P5. Muller was really unlucky, right? Because, was it Muller or Gunter? No, so Gunter's got a mad penalty. Gunter's got like an 80 plays grid drop. So Gunter did so well in qualifying. Isn't it Gunter did really well in qualifying and he couldn't do, then his car broke. He got another grid place penalty. Gunter's starting in Argentina, basically. Do they do an install lap? Sometimes they just do a grid where they just do a burnout. So we'll see here if they're going to do the full one. I think last time out in Diria was a full one and burnout, if I remember. But what they often do is that they do a little burnout and they move sort of to their grid slot. This is quite relatively unusual, actually. DS Penske with their gold umbrellas. They're keeping everything cool, including a sensor. There's a sensor on the front of a Formula E car. And they always cover it with sort of micro... If you see my grid walk videos on YouTube, you see they cover it with like takeaway boxes and like little mini umbrellas. And even now on Stoffel Van Door's car, they were cooling this sensor. So it's obviously a really heat-sensitive sensor, that one. Yeah, they're saying slipstreaming affair because you can get 20% advantage in the slip. So not what we saw in Mexico. A's been supporting Kireth over a year now officially, and how long unofficially? A's races. Any questions in the chat? Welcome Isabel Flug. Aaron's here. Vlatka's here. And we got people in vertical land as well. So we're both vertical orientation and landscape orientation, which is very cool. You frankly just love to see it. Okay, so we are pretty much ready to go. It's just gone 2 o'clock local time. We're here for the watch along. It's going to be 31 laps. Welcome to the Random F1 Dude. Please feel free to share the stream if you've got any mates that you think might be interested in following Formula E. We are here right now for that. And after the race, we're going to premiere into the first Formula E show. I need to come up with a better name, but there we go. Vlatka in the house, who was getting all of the predictions right in qualifying. I think we all want to know Vlatka's prediction for the race. It looks like in Sao Paulo, they've blocked off one of the lanes of the highway that's just by the track. So quite a distinctive looking track. Looks a bit like a rifle upside down, doesn't it? Or look a bit like a shotty. Attack mode is turn 3. So we know the dynamic. Do we know the dynamic? Are we experts in Formula E or not experts? How would we class ourselves in the chat today? Isabel says, Vlatka, who's the winner? Isabel's looking for those tips from Vlatka. I want to know as well. We've got Robin Friends up. He's probably not necessarily in the mix. It is Pascal Wehrlein who's starting on pole, but what about the Stoff? Isabel Flog's a beginner. Well, we've got the ERT boys who are starting right near the back. Yeah, they've already started. And then the Envision Racing team, P17 and P18, for the team that was basically won the equivalent of the Constructors last year. You know, that's absolutely crazy. That's like Red Bull Racing in Formula 1, starting right at the back of the grid here. So I don't know what's happened with Envision Racing out here, but it looks like the Jaguar TCS powertrain is not quite having it all its own way out here, which is making it very interesting. Norman Nato, well, Nato is basically last, but then Gunther got grid penaltied into oblivion. Our end, I used FE some years ago, but then went behind paywalls. Vlatka, no idea how to go from Van Dorn. By the way, I hope you got your prediction. There's a prediction league for us, which I shared earlier. I'll put it up on screen now. So if you scan that, you can join our league where you can just, in the app, guess the drivers that you think are going to win. So if you want to be part of the community, make sure you scan that and join part of the league. I'll also put the link itself in both of the chats. So this is our community league where you can play along and guess who's going to get fastest lap and whatnot. Basically come second to Vlatka, who's going to win the whole thing. There might be a prize as part of that. I'm not sure. There might be a prize, but I don't want to say. Right, they've done the burnout, so it's no formation. It's going to be burnout here. Now I'm going to be a little bit behind the timings, I think, but I'm going to let you know how I see it. We are basically ready to go underway here at Sao Paulo. So they've done their burnout to the grid slot. Everyone's lined up. It's a big old Porsche safety car here. And on that predictor, 30% of people predicted Wehrlein to win the race. I can see in the live timing it's moved, but I'm just going to call it as I see it. There's going to be a little bit of a delay at the beginning. So we've got 2 green lights. Ready for the start procedure here at Sao Paulo. Mitch Evans starts in 4th place. We're told that the Jaguar TCS racing cars should be quick here because of the temperature. 4 red lights, 5 red lights at Sao Paulo. The lights go out, off we go. It is Pascal Wehrlein who gets an absolutely lightning start from pole. And Mitch Evans tries to go up the inside of, I think, Stoffel Van Dorn. It could be a great start for Evans, but he does back out a little bit. He's going to go side by side with John-Eric Verne. But Mitch Evans goes all the way up into P3. It's a great start for Mitch Evans in the Jaguar TCS. That we know that drivetrain does start very quickly, but still Pascal Wehrlein is leading this race and leading by some margin. But this is it. This is going to be absolutely classic Formula E. I can't even describe the carnage that's going on behind. It's 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide into turn 4, 5 and 6. A real compression there. But Pascal Wehrlein is trying to basically almost break the slipstream a little bit. And he's already a second ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn. Vlatka's hoping for a good, clean race. Yeah, myself also. So John-Eric Verne loses out a little bit to Mitch Evans. There is going to be attack mode that needs to be taken during the course of the race. That means you'll go offline, go deeper into the corner, but then you will get extra energy to use. Welcome, Adam. Good to see you. Hendog lights, and away we go. Yes, indeed. So great start for Mitch Evans there. But what about Pascal Wehrlein? You can see... Oh, Van Dorn. Yeah, Van Dorn is only now 6/10 behind Pascal Wehrlein. So it's going to come down a lot to energy here. So keep an eye on the movers and the shakers. I think Jake Dennis has lost a few positions in the Andretti. He's down to P12, the reigning champion. No one taking attack mode on turn 1. Oh, man. It's a corner, turn 3, where you can really try and go around the outside there. See, the standings is just catching up a little bit. Haven't seen any debris yet. Haven't seen any cars in the wall. So, no safety cars, no yellow flags that I've seen anyway. Dennis lost 2 places. Yeah, Jake Dennis. Well, now he's gained one again from Roland. So, there's a lot of battling going on in that midfield. And it looks like Mats Gunter may have some sort of still car issue there for him because he's really dropped off. It's Antonio Felix da Costa actually with the fastest lap in the Tag Heuer Porsche. Can he go up a little bit and support Pascal Wehrlein a little bit. We will see. But yeah, great start from Wehrlein. In fact, Antonio Felix da Costa has got up to P3. This man wasn't even in the duels. So he started outside the top 8, and he is already into P3. Antonio Felix da Costa is on the move here. I mean, you definitely don't see that in Formula 1. He's gone from way down up to P3 in literally 2 laps. Unbelievable. I'm actually having a look here with Antonio Felix da Costa. He was battling, I think, with Mitch Evans. And some great moves going down. Oh my goodness, Antonio Felix da Costa with some unbelievable moves, just putting his car up the inside, and everyone on the outside playing ball. Which F1 team? Oh, someone's in the pits! It's Günther! So I think the reason Günther might be in the pits is he had too many penalties that they gave him another penalty to serve. So, you know, it's not the best day for Max Günther, is it? Günther so far behind, he's just done a stop and go. I think because he basically couldn't serve all of his grid penalties. The grid wasn't big enough. But yeah, Antonio Felix da Costa, as Pascal Wehrlein does take attack mode, you can see. So Wehrlein and Van Dorn take attack mode, and they stay ahead of Antonio Felix da Costa. No, they don't. No, they don't. Look at that. Look how close it is. Wehrlein and Van Dorn really dropped down because they've taken attack mode. I'll try and have a look at it on screen. There's Jake Dennis. Oh my god, was almost put in the wall by one of the App Cupras. And yeah, Wehrlein and Van Dorn, when they took attack mode, they lost a load of positions here. And that promotes Antonio Felix da Costa to the front of the race, now with Pascal Wehrlein following him. So I'd say the big winner so far is Antonio Felix da Costa. And look how much Stoffel Van Dorn has lost out compared to Pascal Wehrlein. They were first and second, but Van Dorn has now gone all the way down to P6. That's the mystery of attack mode there. It is nuts. What do we think about the race so far, everyone? Look at Max Günther, though, all the way at the back. Dan Ticktum and Sete Camera, the ERT drivers, also taking attack mode. Looking at a replay here with Di Grassi. What did Di Grassi do? Oh my goodness, Di Grassi and it must have been Dennis almost coming together there. But Dennis does go up to P9. Maybe it was Nato, sorry. Maybe it was Nato getting squeezed out by Di Grassi. Oh, someone's lost a front wing on the app crew for us. So that must have been Di Grassi then. Is that Di Grassi losing his front wing? So he put himself in a sort of pincer situation, and it's utter madness now. The cars are just going too wide through pretty much all the corners, and I think everyone is trying to save energy. They're running so close together. They are just all going too wide through the corners. It's a bit of a madness as Sam Bird goes into first place. Yes, he does. Sam Bird out of nowhere is like, hang on a second, I fancy going to the front of this race. So Sam Bird is in P1, everyone. What does attack mode do? Attack mode gives them a boost, but you have to go offline to take it. You have to go deep in the corner to actually get it. Jake Dennis on the move as well. So Dennis up to P9. And at the moment, I think it's rewarding the brave drivers. If you're brave and want to do an overtake, there are definitely opportunities to be had here. But Pascal Wehrlein's looking pretty good because he's taken his attack mode. He's still up in P3. Yeah, attack mode sort of, it takes away from you initially, but then it gives it back with the extra energy. But it's not all attack. Like, there is a downside to taking attack mode. And you do need to take 8 minutes over the course of the race, I believe. Jake Dennis was on the old radio there. Fastest lap for his teammate, Norman Nato. So Sam Bird has taken attack mode and is in the lead with attack mode. Absolutely insane. Oh my goodness, yes, Sam Bird with a genius attack mode. Everyone was squabbling on the inside. And he was like, thank you very much, I'll take the attack mode and stay in the lead. So having said all that, Sam Bird has managed to get that attack mode, stay in the lead, with basically no penalty, and they're 3 wide behind. Goodness me, was Mitch Evans almost got put into the wall. There are lots and lots of... Oh, Cassidy! Cassidy's lost a bit of his front, I think. I think Cassidy's run into someone. He's down in P8. I'm not sure Cassidy has all of his front wing. I need to look at a different camera angle here. But I think Cassidy's lost a bit of his Jaguar TCS car. I think that could be disaster for Cassidy, who was my tip for winning the whole championship. They're all nose to tail. And they're all going side by side into the corners. Where is Cassidy? I can't quite see. I'm Mr. Director. I need to see the view. I'm not sure he quite has all of his front wing. So I don't think Jaguar TCS are going to be as ecstatic this time around. Yeah, if you can get your pictures up as well, get it in sync, you'll see it is super close. As oh my goodness, was that Pascal Verlaine with a move on Mitch Evans? Almost ran into back of Mitch Evans, but Verlaine not hanging around and sends it up the inside into turn 1 on Mitch Evans there. So the two Jaguar Porsche cars are looking really, really, really good. And the attack mode is carnage because it just funnels you back into the racetrack, as Mortara found out. And Mortara, I think, came into contact with Robin Freins in Mexico City, didn't he? Yes, I think that's big damage for Cassidy. I think now I can just see it. I think Cassidy has huge damage on his front wing. I don't think Cassidy's going to make the end of this race. He's in P7 right now, but he's missing... and there's stuff falling off Cassidy's car all the time. I'm not even joking. It's just disintegrating. But we're going to see a lot like that. If you can keep it... It feels like sort of iRacing, if you can keep your car clean. Cassidy side by side with one of the DS Penske's. How he hasn't been put in the wall, I don't know. They're just millimetres away. This race is absolutely insane. I'm not even joking. This is a mad race. That was Cassidy and Van Dorn. Their cars were basically like spersed with each other. How there was no contact, I'll never know. Yeah, who is doing the better commentary? Certainly not me. Definitely not me here. There's a load... Oh my goodness, there's loads of carnage and debris around turn 1. It might actually be... They might have to safety car that or something to clear all that debris. There's a bits of front wing everywhere. As Sam Bird takes his second attack mode. So I think Sam Bird is going to be all done with attack mode here. And he's still in P4. So Sam Bird is looking pretty strong. Oh, there's a plastic bag on the track getting flown around. They're going three wide again into turn 4. And it's so tight in turn 5 as well. It's just so unbelievably tight. This is why we're seeing so much contact between the cars. Keep your front wings clean, I say. Cassidy somehow still is in P8. I don't know how he's doing it. With half of his front missing. But fair play, sir. Safety car has come out, I believe. Yeah, and I think that might be because of the debris. I called it. I think the safety car must be because there's just so much debris. Basically, everyone's been crashing into each other. Yeah, there's a rear wing, I think, out there. There's a bit of a front wing. It's like a carbon fibre second-hand shop in turn 1 at the moment. It is absolutely crazy. Absolutely mad. Has my feed gone dead or is someone trying to call me? What's going on? I want to see the pictures here. Oh, someone is trying to call me. Okay. Well, I'm busy. Okay. Yeah, I think I just saw there Cassidy losing his front wing. So, is anyone going to dive into the pits? Probably not. Oh, goodness me. There is just so much going on. Oh, Lucas Di Grassi with a huge piece of contact. It must be with Norman Nato. And that's why... And he ran over. Nato loses the front wing to Di Grassi. What's happened here? How's he run over Nato's front wing? Oh, I think Nato has basically punted Di Grassi in the App Cupra. Di Grassi's had some damage. I think Di Grassi's front wing isn't looking too great. But more importantly, for Norman Nato, he's lost his complete one. Lacquer, that sounds dangerous. Yeah, it is dangerous, and I think that's why they safety card. Oh my goodness! Huge debris. They had a warning flag out for they do rain, and there was a huge piece of carbon fibre. That I hope the drivers are okay. That's one without a halo. So basically, there's too much carnage going on. There's too much carnage on track. It is a madness right now. It's very similar to what you're seeing on screen from last year. Very, very, very similar. Like that. It's just a bit of a madness, I have to say. So the safety car is out. What will this do for the energy, by the way? Because I've just seen the energy rankings. Most drivers on about 78%. Mitch Evans is on 79. Pascal Wehrlein on 79. De Grassi on 76. And by the way, it's only when it shows on the TV feed do the teams actually know. Right, here come the marshals picking up a Hankook rear wing. These are big pieces of carbon fibre, by the way. I know the cars are small, but these are still big pieces. What does it mean for Sam Bird and his attack mode? Because he's using attack mode under the safety car. So interesting one is the Porsche Taycan. That looks massive. It looks absolutely ginormous compared to the little tiny Formula E cars. And it is Antonio Felix da Costa who somehow has managed to get up into P1. And frankly, I don't know how he's done it. The car looks clean. It's a great job by AFTAC. Let's see if we can get some pictures for you here from the official Formula E blog. Can't see them yet. Hopefully they're going to post them here. But yeah, there's loads of just absolute carnage out on the circuit. So the safety car is coming in, so it is going to be Antonio Felix da Costa who's going to take us underway. And Sam Bird does have that attack mode. So watch out for Sam Bird on the restart. Aaron says the Eurosport commentary is a bit thin. We'll try and go thick here. By the way, please hit that like button. We've only got 20 likes. I'm sure we can try and get to 50 likes if we can. But it is Antonio Felix da Costa who leads us underway for the restart here. And we're almost a third of the way through the race already. Poor start by Stoffel Van Dorn. Yes, indeed. Let's get AFTAC up. Here he is, the man leading the race. And Pascal and Jean-Eric Vergne take attack mode immediately. They're not hanging around. They're going to lose positions. Yeah, it's Sam Bird who gets the lead because I think AFTAC would have taken it as well. So Sam Bird inherits a lead of the E-Prix and he doesn't need to take attack mode anymore. I think he's done all the attack mode that he needs to do. If I'm understanding it correctly, potentially great news for Sam Bird here. But it's Mitch Evans now. Mitch Evans, oh my God, it was 4-5 cars wide. It's absolute insanity, gentlemen. What are we doing here? It is turn... There was some more carbon fibre there. Turn 4 is literally one of the best corners in motorsport. It is just ridiculous. They're going 4 wide into it, but you can't go 4 wide out of it. So something has to give. So it is Mitch Evans now who is leading the E-Prix for Jaguar TCS. Nick Cassidy was on the move as well. Nick Cassidy up to P7. He was making some moves. Where's Jake Dennis? Jake Dennis filtering up. Keep an eye on Dennis here. The reigning world champion. He's in P8. So Jake Dennis in P8. I'm looking at a replay now. Sam Bird. What happened with Sam Bird? So he didn't take the attack mode. Oh my goodness me. Don't tell me Mitch Evans was able to get through from that. That was absolute genius from Mitch Evans if he could. But yeah, Sam Bird now back in the lead because Mitch Evans has just taken attack mode. So Mitch Evans takes attack mode and that reinstates Sam Bird to the top. Okay, and look at our top 8 now. Sam Bird, Mitch Evans, AFTAC, Pascal Wehrlein, Stoffel Van Dorn, Jean-Eric Vergne, Nick Cassidy, and Jake Dennis in P8. What a top 8 that is. Very strong field of drivers. SHC saying De Grassi managed to gain some places into 11th. Yeah, now he's taken a big attack mode there. I'm looking at Antonio Felix da Costa. Oh my goodness, almost lost his front wing with Mitch Evans there. Got to be so careful. So this is one of these classic Formula E races where there's about 1 billion overtakes. Jean-Eric Vergne with a big old send. That must have been on Cassidy. So Vergne and Cassidy are really going at it. Remember, Cassidy's got that battered car that doesn't have a lot of his front wing left. And you can see the whole field is within an incredible 7 seconds. 7 seconds for the whole field. Absolute madness in the top 4 within a second. Isabel Flug, I'm a little confused. Is attack mode a good or a bad thing? Because it sounds like a good thing, but then it loses places. It is. I'm just going to see here. Mitch Evans goes back on Antonio Felix Acosta into turn 1. It's a great move by Mitch Evans, who's not hanging around. But yeah, it's a called attack mode because it gives you more energy. But in order to activate it, you need to go wide and you will lose positions, basically. As I'm on board here, and I think Jake Dennis just took it and lost a few positions. But then you have the increased wattage you can lay down on track through the motor. So it gives and it takes attack mode. But oh my goodness, who's that? I think someone's run over a front wing. Was that Degrassi? Someone's got a front wing under them. Someone's front wing. It must be Degrassi. How is he still in P12? It's one of the App Cupras. How are you still there, sir? There's a front wing hanging off your car. Someone's driving around on top of their own front wing. It looks like a hydrofoil. Sam Bird, meanwhile, in the lead of the E-Prix, but it's not looking good. For one of the App Keepers. Rocking Afro Tender, good to see you. Yeah, someone with a very unusually angled front wing. That is going to fall off. Keep an eye on the safety cars, basically, on that one. Surely it's Degrassi, but how is Degrassi still driving with that thing? Yeah, Sam Bird, it all went so wrong. I mean, he did the double in New York, didn't he? But all went so wrong last season for Sam Bird at Jaguar TCS. Goodness me, some drivers are really harvesting at the end of the pit straight. And so there's some very big closing speeds. I think Jake Dennis on the move. Yes, he is. Jake Dennis into P4 with a huge move up the inside into turn 1, 2, and 3. Takes out basically Pascal Wehrlein. That's huge. Jake Dennis showing why he is the reigning world champion. Some giga moves from Jake Dennis. We love to see it. He's up into P4. I absolutely love watching Jake Dennis race. And Degrassi's still going round. He's got no front wing anymore. Degrassi saying, I don't need that front downforce. I'll just carry on. The doctor, as I call him, the man that is one of the cleverest people, I think, on the planet. This is genuinely a great race to follow here because you just don't know who's going to win. It's Mitch Evans now who's in the lead. But I think keep an eye on Dennis. Dennis with the fastest lap. In fact, Dennis, does he go into P3? Yes, Dennis has overtaken Sam Bird. So Dennis now with attack mode. But is he all done with attack mode? I don't know. I don't know if he still has one more to go. John saying, come on, Envision, but your Envision boys are still at the back. Is Jake Dennis leading the E-Prix? Yes, he is. Jake Dennis, who started this race about P9, is now in the lead. The reigning champ is here. How has he done this? He came into turn 1 in third. How's Jake Dennis done this? Because both of the drivers ahead of him took attack mode. In fact, he got a little bump, I think, from Sam Bird behind him. So JD is your man in the lead of the E-Prix here. But is it a matter of time before Lucas Degrassi causes a safety car? And Pascal Wehrlein was swallowed up. He was down into P5. Now he's got it back up into P3. It's absolute warfare here in Sao Paulo. There is no space. You have to create your own space by taking other people's space, basically. And they're coming in. There's not a huge amount of grip on the Hankook tyres. So everyone's very squirrely on the brakes. Some people are harvesting very early. Someone's dropping down the order there. That must be Lucas Degrassi, who has boxed now. Yeah. No, it was Muller. Maybe it was Muller who had the front wing issue in the App Cupra. So it looks like Muller has come in now. Attack mode is like a pit stop. Yeah, it's a bit like mandatory pit stops, like mandatory attack modes. It's a good way of putting it, actually. Goodness me, who's this dropping down now? Is that Roland? No, it's someone in the Mahindra. It's Mortara. It is just pure carnage right now. We're not even halfway through the damn E-Prix. 5-second time penalty for Nato. That'll be the issue he had with Lucas Degrassi, as a lot of cars take attack mode there. Da Costa, Evans, Vern Van Dorn. I think actually Vern Van Dorn, Degrassi. So both of the DS Penske Formula E cars taking attack mode there. Muller's bad luck continues. Yes, indeed. Not a great one for Muller. But it's Jake Dennis who is leading the E-Prix. The reigning world champion. He knows how to do it. He knows. Mitch Evans in P3. Let's get old JD up here, though. Come up to the top. There we go. Jake Dennis. Monsieur Denis. He's into turn 1, so he'll be trying to harvest now a little bit. Welcome, David. He'll be trying to harvest the energy, but that will put him at prey. Nick DeVries in P10. Yeah, watch out for Nick DeVries. As Dennis takes attack mode, that's going to lose him a load of positions. So how far down is Dennis going to go? Looks like Dennis goes down to P4 maybe. I'll let you know what I'm seeing. As I see, I'm a few corners behind on the live feed. So Dennis was in P1. And he was looking in his mirrors there to see if anyone was going to make a move. Came into turn 2 and then turn 3, took the outside, took the attack mode, activated it, and slotted in. Oh, side by side with one of the Porsches, but then zipped in just ahead of Antonio Felix da Costa. So Jake Dennis has taken his final attack mode, I believe. Sam Bird is leading. Yes, indeed. Let us know in the chat if you're here for the Neon McLaren Formula E team and Sam Bird. But Sam Bird is in the lead of this E-Prix. And he took his attack mode very early, didn't he? Could we see a McLaren victory here? The Neon McLaren Formula E team, we'll find out. Stoffel Van Dorn is all the way down in P8. He was the fastest man in qualifying. Pretty much all the way through, wasn't he? Stoffel Van Dorn. So he's now in all the way down in P8. It's just you don't know in Formula E what's going on at the back there. Oh, Nick Cassidy. Where's Cassidy? Has Cassidy binned it? Yellow flag. I think Cassidy has binned it. No. No, Cassidy's gone deep. Oh, I think his car, has he lost the right rear or something? Could this be an SC? Well, I need to see a picture of Cassidy's car. No, 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 no. The driver who I was tipping at the beginning to win the whole season, the New Zealander, has pulled off. Safety car is out. Get your safety car emojis out, everyone. Get your yellow flags, or here we go. Get your safety car emojis out. I can't take this damn drama. The championship leads and Nick Cassidy is out. That's like Verstappen in Formula 1. And he looked like he had some big damage. I haven't seen the replay yet. Need to have a look here. But yeah, Cassidy is out. And what does it mean for everyone who's just taken attack mode? If you've just taken it... Oh, no, 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 Nick Cassidy. What have you done? Cassidy. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, it seems. Right, I'm getting a replay now. What happened with Cassidy here? Oh, he locked up or something. Oh, he hit the barrier quite big on the outside. Would have broken his right rear suspension. Yeah, lost a lot of the rear wing. And lost his rear, lost his tyre, lost his wheel. Lost the right rear tyre, came off. There's a big impact for Cassidy, and I wonder if it was an issue with the front wing going under the car or something, which meant he understeered into the barrier. And then the contact was so severe, he lost his right rear wheel. Completely came off. Very dangerous. James Barkley, who, you know, you sort of saw there, was the winning team principal last year, not looking so happy this time. So it's the second safety car, everyone. The second safety car. He had 3 podiums in 3 races. He was Mr. Consistency. Black has got the safety car out. So has OJ. SAT saying Cassidy had a shocking weekend here. Yeah, it hasn't gone well for Nick Cassidy at all, has it? Oh, no. But Sam Bird is leading. But yeah, let's pull. Can we pull one out for Nick Cassidy? First big mistake for Cassidy this season. I feel like it. My hunch is that it stemmed from the contact earlier, where he lost a lot of his front wing. He basically lost a lot of the assembly on the left hand side, and it looked like one of those when he went into the barrier because he couldn't steer. So I wonder if it went under the front of the car. He lost the steering, and there's even more debris on the track. I wonder if we're going to have safety car going around a little bit more. Yeah, championship leader out. Championship leader is out of the E-Prix. You can't write it. By the way, if you're enjoying this, please make sure to subscribe. Please hit that like button as well. It's always very much appreciated. I'm sure we can try and get to 50 likes. As everyone understands, drinking their water, staying hydrated. Oh, it just hasn't been Jaguar's day, has it? In terms of dry. Oh, well, it's Sebastian Buemi up to P10. How did Buemi get up to P10? How did Buemi? I'm looking at a replay here. Yes, yes, yes. As I called it, the front wing went under the car. It completely collapsed, and he hit the wall hard on the outside. So the writing was on the wall earlier. I called it with Cassidy. I was like, that's big damage for Cassidy. That might be the end of his race. And in the end, you know, that wheel could have really hurt someone. So big question on Jaguar where they should have actually brought him in. They very optimistically got a front wing ready in the garage. I don't think he's going to be coming in, lads. He's out of the car, chaps. But, you know, good intentions and all that. Good intentions. Can you show race for Formula E? Doesn't show you. I can show the old footage because this is officially licensed by Formula E. And I will be going to Formula E. I'm going to be doing these watch-alongs live at Formula E circuits during the course of the season, which is very exciting. So maybe if you're going, maybe I'll see you there. And then we'll be interviewing the drivers after. So we can ask Nick Cassidy. We can say, Nick, you know, do you remember what happened in Sao Paulo? How did you feel when you had that front wing damage? Did you feel like, you know what, this front wing might collapse? What's it like? How were you able to overtake with that front wing like that? It's really interesting to get behind the stories of the drivers here. Felix saying Roland chance as wasted because it's in attack mode. Yeah, did Roland just take it? So they've lost all their attack mode. Although question marks about how much of their attack mode they can always get down actually on the track of that additional wattage. But SHE saying Roland in 7th now for Nissan. Yeah, Oliver Roland, who qualified really well in Diriyah. He actually got through to the duels, which was an achievement for Nissan at the moment. Is now up to P7. Very experienced driver, Oliver Roland. Runs an extensive karting sort of framework in the UK. And by the way, after this watch-along, we're going to be premiering the first Formula E show. So if you're interested in Formula E, you don't want to miss that. It's going to come immediately on this channel after the watch-along. The safety car goes around again. Still a lot of debris on the circuit. Do we know if anyone is still to take attack mode? Do we know? Here Akif saying, look, Da Costa in 5th. Yeah, Antonio Felix Da Costa and Jake Dennis, I would say the big winners so far in this E-Prix. Where they've managed to get up to is very, very, very impressive. Welcome Felix Schua and Brent Coburg as well. Great to have you on board with us here. Attack mode, Jake Dennis has done 8 overtakes with attack mode, and somehow Norman Natto's done 5. Norman Natto in P13, but remember, Natto has a penalty, I'm not sure when it's going to be served, for basically running into the back of Lucas Di Grassi there. Sasha Fenestraz as well, P4 in the attack mode overtakes with 3. So Fenestraz, the other Nissan driver, down in P12. But yeah, Nick Cassidy's out of the race. Let's get back onto Sam Bird, because opportunity here for Sam Bird to really, you know, it's early days of the championship. You know, you can still, a big win here can get you into championship contention. SHC Di Grassi only a position away from a point in the App Cupra, yeah, and he'll be riled up. I bet you Lucas Di Grassi is going to be absolutely on it here. Ready to rock and roll. Jake Dennis looking very comfortable in his Andretti with the Porsche powertrain. Is the safety car coming in this lap potentially? I'm having a look here now with the onboard. I've got the onboard view of Cassidy here. So this is when he already had his wing broken. Ah, there was more damage. I think maybe with Stoffel Van Dorn. So he had more damage coming out of T6. Unfortunately. Yeah, and oh goodness, it was a very decent impact there for Nick Cassidy. So is the safety car going to come in? We'll have a look. Looks like Sam Bird is still all the way up with it. Nick Cassidy now back in the pits. James Barkley says, don't worry about it. I think the writing was on the wall for Nick Cassidy because of the damage. So if you want to kind of work that one out, I think you need to go back and see how did he get that front wing damage. But the cars, I mean, the drivers are just doing absolutely mad stuff here. They're going like 3-4 wide into turn 4. And then it's just all compressing in that turn 4, turn 5, turn 6 complex. So it's that chicane. I think people often meme the Formula E chicanes, but that chicane is adding a huge amount of drama here. And turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 is all about the attack mode at the moment. SHE, by the way, both former Jaguar teammates 1-2. Yes, indeed. Sam Bird and Mitch Evans. Did they not come together here? Because Mitch Evans was getting very frustrated with Sam Bird last season. And it looks like the Jaguar team and James Barkley, the Jaguar TCS Racing, sort of rallied a little bit more behind Mitch Evans. And Sam Bird basically lost his drive and is now with Neil McLaren. So very good point there. Welcome Zircon Laxall, great to have you on board. SHG Bird needs to keep it clean. I'm rooting for Sam Bird here. Does anyone in chat want to see a Sam Bird victory for the E-Prix? But there's still such a long way to go. Still over 12 laps, and frankly, anything can happen in Formula E. Like, Chai Kimono in the house as well for the Formula E. So Mitch Evans in P2, Pascal Wehrlein in P3, Jake Dennis P4. This is the thing, like the grid is just so stacked. I feel like the grid of drivers is more stacked than it is in Formula 1. I'm just saying that. Bird, Evans, Wehrlein, Dennis, Da Costa, Verne, Rowland, Van Dorn, and then you go down Buemi, De Grassi. You know, there's some big drivers. Question marks maybe over Jake Hughes. How has Sam Bird managed to get into the lead? Safety car coming in. Safety car coming in here. Yeah, Robin Freins. Where's Robin Freins? All the way at the back of the Envision car. Hero saying 100% Sam Bird wins. Well, let's find out how the restart's going to go. So Sam Bird is going to lead us away on the restart. Is he going to be in the lead on the exit of turn 3? That is a critical question. And then turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. Because the spotlights are on Sam Bird right now. Everyone is trained on him. He is the target. He is the hunted. He is the prey. But can he, you know, can he even try and get away like we saw Jake Dennis somehow do in Riyadh? Or Diriyah, I should say. Or Diriyah is a sort of suburb of Riyadh. Right, so here we go. Sam Bird looks like he has got through turn 3, navigated it correctly. Green flags in the chat from Vlatka. We are racing again, and it looks like Mitch Evans is going to be all over Sam Bird as they go into T4, T5, T6. I'm going to call it as I see it on the race broadcast footage as we come into turn 1. Pretty good restart there for Sam Bird. It was all very much single file behind. No one playing funny business. Felix Da Costa almost running into the back of Jake Dennis, though. That would have not been appreciated. And accelerate out down into the mid-straight chicane of T4, T5 and T6. What happened here? Again, pretty much single file. The restart, ironically, stretching it out a little bit. But we will see it compress. Why? Because some drivers will want to take more energy recoup than other drivers. That's the essence of it. So still Sam Bird in the lead. Are we going to see some swaps for position? Who needs to take attack mode? 11 laps to go here in Formula E. So Sam Bird in the lead going into turn 1. Mitch Evans behind him. Then Pascal Wehrlein. Then Antonio Felix Da Costa. So we've got 3 Porsche powertrain cars in a row there. And still Sam Bird, one of the most experienced drivers. He's been here since season 1, Sam Bird. When he was racing for Virgin, moved across from the Mercedes F1 program, took a leap of faith. And is he going to be rewarded with that experience? The man who's done the double in New York, races with a lion on his helmet. He is still somehow in the lead. Here it says, I think Bird's got it. Does anyone seriously think Bird can win it from here? Let's get this exposure up. Let's overexpose it a little bit. There we go. Get a bit more excitement. Fenestraz has overtaken De Grassi. Yeah, Sasha Fenestraz with another overtake into P11. And now is compressing in the midfield. It's all getting a little bit tasty and tetchy in that midfield. Who is lifting and coasting? Who is getting that energy recoup really going? Who is... Sam Bird almost a second ahead of Mitch Evans here. And Mitch Evans, I would say, under real pressure from Pascal Wehrlein. That'll be music to Sam Bird's ears. And yes, Jake Dennis in P4. Jake Dennis ahead of Antonio Felix Da Costa. So Jake Dennis, the reigning champion. One of the most underrated drivers in world motorsport, frankly. As you're going to see in the podcast coming up. Having a look here. Oh, what was that? Was that Antonio Felix Da Costa? No, sorry, that was Pascal Wehrlein was having a look on Mitch Evans in turn 1. Couldn't quite get it done. So yes, Evans is under pressure from Pascal Wehrlein, but it is Sam Bird who just takes another lap. And lap after lap after lap. Can Sam Bird have basically an ultimate redemption story here? The man who was basically departed not really on his terms from Jaguar TCS last season, saw Nick Cassidy take his seat and lead the World Championship. Well, Nick Cassidy is retired from this race with a big crash, Actually, the right rear became detached from his car. I'm having a look here. Was there contact between Felix Acosta and Jake Dennis? Yes, there was a little bit. So Felix Acosta is sort of trying to bump Jake Dennis there. Not sure about that one. But Sam Bird takes another lap. Lap 23 out of 31. If you're a Sam Bird fan, you probably... It's what they call squeaky bum time in football. But Sam Bird is up there. Yeah, Degrassi, SHT's got the old guard. The people that made that move. Jake Dennis. What can Jake Dennis do here? Can he make a move on Verline? Are we going to see championship rivals take themselves out? Someone is going to profit from this. Someone is going to come out of this race looking really good in the championship, and it ain't going to be Nick Cassidy. But are we going to see drivers get taken out? Especially in that midfield. It's just so cramped in the midfield there. But I feel like we really have the cream of the drivers at the top of the E-Prix so far in Sao Paulo, as Jake Hughes takes an attack mode. Jake Hughes in a very different strat from Sam Bird. One of the barriers at turn 4 is very reflective. I keep thinking that, oh, was that a move from a ERT driver there? Yes, maybe Sete Camera. Sete Camera in the ERT has gone up to P13. Where's that come from? Sergio Sete Camera, who I spoke to last season at a couple of races, is on the move right now. So it's lap 24 out of 31, a different stage of the race now. Are people conserving that energy to try and make a big move at the end? SHG saying Mahindra have fallen off the cliff, De Vries and Mortara in 15th and 16th respectively. I'm not sure how many drivers still have attack mode to take, by the way. But I don't think any of the front runners do. I'm having a look here. Pascal Wehrlein on the home straight. Did he think about having a go on Mitch Evans? Yes, he did. He probably could have gone for that. There is so much margin in the braking zone because the drivers are clearly doing regenerative braking. They're braking earlier. They're not even... It's not strictly braking. It's brake by wire. It's regen. But they're letting the regen happen. And there's a big opportunity to overtake. I feel like Pascal Wehrlein doesn't really want to overtake there. And I think I got a glimpse of Antonio Felix da Costa's front of his car that is sort of missing a bit, where he's been bump drafting Jake Dennis. And I think Norman Nato is missing a huge front part of his car as well. In fact, yes, he is, because Norman Nato lost his front wing when he hit the back of Degrassi, but he's still cracking on as Mitch Evans almost gets past Sam Bird. So incredible scenes really with Norman Nato, he's cracking on without a front wing. He's like, I don't need that front wing. I'm just going to do what I do. Buemi takes attack mode. Great move there. And he gets past Fenestraz. Using the attack mode. So Buemi goes back up into the top 10. Or maybe the top 10 for the first time this race. Obviously last year we saw Nick Cassidy right at the front of this race in the Envision racing car, chasing down Mitch Evans. And Sam Bird was involved as well. Well, this year it's Sam Bird at the front in the Neon McLaren being hunted down by Mitch Evans. How much has changed here? Lap 25 out of 31. And I think drivers are biding their time. I feel like Pascal Wehrlein is biding his time. So is it all going to change in the real latter stages of this E-Prix? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Aaron saying Stoffel isn't doing great. Stoffel, who was looking so quick in qualifying, is all the way down in P9 right now. But keep an eye, because once the overtaking starts, I think it's really going to kick off. I think Mitch Evans could quite easily overtake Sam Bird here, but he doesn't want to be in the lead of this Grand Prix. This is what we call the peloton, or the E-Prix. The energy is paramount. You want to have that energy at the end of the race. You don't want a Valencia situation that we've seen before. Valencia gate. But chat, who do we think is going to win this E-Prix? How many people think it's going to be Sam Bird? How many people think Mitch Evans? Pascal Wehrlein, Jake Dennis? I think it could be any, frankly, of the top 7, to be honest. SHT Gunter from dead last into 8th. Oh my goodness, Max Gunter with the 80 place grid drop. Yes, he's into P8. What a great observation there. How has Max Gunter done that? Is Max Gunter really one to watch out for here? As they are nose to tail. They're nose to tail into turn 1, 2 and 3. Very, very, very close. Very close. By the way, is that Nico Müller who has retired there in turn 1? Did I miss that earlier? Or is that a new development? Yellow flag. I think that might be Müller, who has just retired into turn 1. Was there a bit of contact? And what? Yes! The App Cooper is there. Oh, no! Well, we saw that car get a front wing change, didn't we? But then it would have caught up in the safety car, and it looks like it's run out of energy or something. It's stuck on the big advertising on the front. Yeah, Chaya and Aaron confirming. I'm okay, so I'm okay, but it's green flag now. Has Müller gone back up to speed? Yes, I think Müller's back up to speed, but he's going to be holding up everyone. Unbelievable scenes. What does this mean? Müller's got going again, but now everyone is trying to lap him. In the last 4 laps of the E-Prix, you could not time it any worse. You literally could not time that any worse. And is Müller's car okay? It looks like Sam Bird has just got ahead. Wow, I need to see what's going on with Müller's car here. Yes, oh my goodness, madness scenes here. The car in front is really the car in last place of the E-Prix. As if we didn't need any more chaos. So did Müller just back out? Müller may just have backed out on the straight or something. I don't know what's happened here with Müller. But anyway, has that effectively bought Sam Bird a little more time? I'm having a replay here with De Vries. What did Nick De Vries do? Oh my goodness, Nick De Vries lost his front wing. I think Nick De Vries hit the back of Norman Nato, who's already lost his front wing. So, you know, front wing's at a premium here. Now, Müller, what are you going to do, pal? You're going to come in, or you're going to keep cracking on? It's heating up at the front. Mitch Evans is now all over the back of Sam Bird, showing a very keen interest in the rear wing of that Neil McLaren. And apparently Pascal Wehrlein's in a strong energy position. That might be coming from Formula E broadcast, who know it's Jake Dennis who I think has the most power. I think Jake Dennis on 25%. Jake Dennis has 3% more energy than Sam Bird. Bird on 22, Evans on 24, Wehrlein 25, and Dennis on 26. They just go up there. Jake Dennis is looking incredible right now when it comes to the energy regeneration. Nick De Vries, yes. This is a very urgent blue flag, yes. This is your race. This is your race marshal speaking. This is an urgent blue flag situation for the number 51 of Müller, who is now pitted. But only a few laps to go, everyone. Only a handful of laps to go. What are we going to see? Mitch Evans in the lead. So Mitch Evans has got ahead. It's now Mitch Evans, the man of the Jaguar TCS. He's overtaken his rival from last season. Does that mean Jake Dennis is in P3 now? Jake Dennis has got past Wehrlein. I told you it was all going to kick off. Now's the time, and we've got bonus laps. We've got bonus laps added. 6 bonus laps have been added here. I'm sorry, there's 6 laps to go with, I think, 3 bonus laps added. So, energy recoup could still come into it. Mitch Evans in P1, Sam Bird in P2, Jake Dennis in P3, Pascal Wehrlein in P4, Antonio Felix Costa in P5. Yes, 3 added laps to the E-Prix here because of the safety car running. +3. Yes, indeed. I'm going to sneeze. I've sneezed there. It's happened that time. But we crack on. We just crack on, you know. So Mitch Evans in P1. Look at that lap time. He was almost a second quicker. Is Mitch Evans now going to brake? But we know it's Jake Dennis who has power to burn. SHT said Friends ahead of Hughes. Yeah, Jake Hughes really not having a good race here. The man who was a rookie last year. But I'm looking at the front here. I'm really trying to look for Jake Dennis. If Jake Dennis can get ahead of Sam Bird, I wonder if we'll have a Dennis versus Evans close to the race. So let's see, particularly going into turn 4 for that chicane. Nick De Vries. My pronunciation is always under question on YouTube. We love to see it. Mitch Evans P1, Sam Bird P2, Jake Dennis P3, Pascal Wehrlein in P4, Antonio Felix da Costa in P5. So what's going to happen now? Sam Bird was looking into turn 1, by the way, but there was nothing doing. Very close to the barrier. Who feels like they're looking good on power? Remember, Sam Bird's been so high up. By the way, Max Günther goes ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn. Look at Günther go. Gunter's ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn. You would not have predicted that. Well, actually, Gunter was looking good in qualifying, wasn't he? Just had that billion place grid drop. Jake Dennis in P3. This is going to be a very solid result for Jake Dennis. Arguably, if those top 3 drivers, they won't mind too much. You'd rather be in that top 3. Jake Dennis looking to send it up the inside of Sam Bird into T4, but it didn't happen. He had to back out, but Jake Dennis on the move. There's only 3 laps to go, everybody. Roland ahead of Vern into 6. Yes, the DS Penske's are not doing great at the end of this E-Prix. Who has got a premium on energy now? Who is struggling on energy? We will see. But Mitch Evans could start to... I think he'd be leading. Would he be leading if he wins this E-Prix? And Jake Dennis can get his championship push back on track. And Pascal Wehrlein will want a little bit more. But it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. But yeah, look at Roland coming through in the Nissan. Fenestraz as well up to P11, so the Nissans have come back into this. Robin Friends and Nick DeVries still on their attack mode, so both taking it quite late. It's only going to be about 3 laps to go once we head on to the next lap here. So it's getting very, very, very close. Look at that, Jake Hughes with a big moment. He's lost out at the back. Was there any damage there? So Jake Hughes is now at the back of the pack. Welcome Benjamin Cohen. SHT Mortara making moves. He gets past Seto Camera. Yeah, some battling in the midfield. Again, we come into turn 1. Jake Dennis, we know, can send it from there. He's only 3/10 behind. That's doable in a Formula E braking zone into turn 1. Is anyone going to chance their arm between Bird, Dennis, Wehrlein, Da Costa? And then there's a little bit of a gap now. Well, there's a bit of a gap between Wehrlein and then to Da Costa, actually. So it's a top 4 you can see is a bit of a breakaway. Maybe these are the top 4 that have played everything perfectly with their energy. There's only 2.5 laps to go now in the E-Prix. Very different race to what we saw in Mexico and Diriyah. Very, very, very different race, I have to say. So here comes Mitch Evans into the double right-handers of turn 7 and turn 8. But I just wonder if Jake Dennis is going to be the dark horse. But it is Mitch Evans in the lead at the moment. These drivers, I'm looking at the onboards, driving so well the top 4. There's a little bit of a sort of roadblock behind. Roland gets past Da Costa though, doesn't he? So Roland past Da Costa, Roland up into P5. Goodness me, Antonio Feliz Da Costa falling back. Yes, Roland went up the inside into turn 7. Very bold move there. And what's happened here? Because Jake Dennis has massively fallen back. Did he go for a move and did it fail? And Sam Bird is all over Mitch Evans. Just 2 laps to go, everyone. 2 laps to go, but Jake Dennis definitely fell off somewhere. I can't see why, but he's just under big pressure. And Sam Bird is nose to tail with Mitch Evans as they went down the straight. I'm surprised Sam Bird was not able to send it because he was literally touching the rear end of Mitch Evans. Evans went defensive though. There was simply nowhere for Sam Bird to go. So what do we have right now? As we're going to go on to the last lap, everyone. We saw it in Sao Paulo last year. Anything can happen, even on the last lap, back to green flag conditions. As Jake Hughes pitted, there must have been some damage there for Jake Hughes in the other Neon McLaren. But the Neon McLaren at the front is piloted by Sam Bird, very experienced driver. Well, he said that these drivers came together many times last season when they were teammates. There was a lot of spiciness over the radar. It probably culminated with Sam Bird literally losing his seat and possibly ending his career. But he's got another chance here at Neon McLaren. He's so close behind on the exit again. Is Sam Bird going to send it into T1 on the inside or do something extraordinary here? Go on, Sam. We want to see it. If you're a Sam Bird fan, you know that he's been through some difficult times recently. And Jake Dennis is still in P3 ahead of Pascal Wehrlein. It's close between Bird and Evans, but he's running out of corners. It was really close coming out the last corner. It's great traction. I think Sam Bird might go for it up the inside. It's hard to tell because I'm looking at the standings here. Is Sam Bird able to do it? Are they going to take each other out again? Or will Sam Bird just be happy with the P2? This is a great result for Sam Bird. It's a great result for Sam Bird here. Take nothing away. You know, he was not in the duels. So they're very, very, very close. But I think Sam Bird is going to take home a very valiant P2 here. That is sort of a career-resurrecting P2, arguably. And Jake Dennis, I mean, look at Oliver Rowland finishing so strongly. Surely Jake Dennis is just going to hold off Pascal Verlaine, but it's very close. No, Sam Bird does get ahead. What's happened here? What's happened here? How has Sam Bird got ahead of Mitch Evans? How has he done this? I'm looking at them now. Turn 7, turn 8. They were nose to tail. And then going into T9, round the outside. Sam Bird round the outside. That's one of the best moves I've ever seen in racing. Full stop. Sam Bird round the outside where Nick Cassidy crashed. Absolutely unbelievable. Sam Bird round the outside, and it was 3 abreast going over the line. Was it Rowland? How did Rowland get into P3? How was Rowland so close? It makes no sense. That finish makes no damn sense. Oh my god. Right. How do we... What has happened here? Oh, has Bird run out of energy? Bird's run out of energy. Is that going to be a... No, is he just stopped and got going again? Because if you run out of energy on the final lap, I'm not sure what happens there. It will have definitely happened before in Formula E lore. But yeah, Sam Bird, if he keeps that, one of the greatest finishes to a race I have ever seen. Sam Bird round the outside in T9. Have a look at T9 in that map. Sam Bird went round the outside in T9. It is a ridiculous move. He's still got that dog in him. That is a legendary move. Next time I speak to Sam Bird, let's get Mitch Evans off, because that's all about Birdie Boy here. And Dennis lost out massively at the end. It all kicked off behind. So when they got 0%, I still think they have extra energy, but that's sort of like their usable energy, if that makes sense. Wow, chat, what do we think about that? Honestly, that is a crazy ending to a race. That Sam Bird got some damage to his halo here. I'm going to have a look again. So Sam Bird comes out of T8 behind Mitch Evans, and Mitch Evans not expecting it. Sam Bird just goes round the outside. It is ridiculous. And then he hangs it round the outside into T10 as well. And then he's got the inside into T11, but he's so compromised by this stage. This is why Rowland, from nowhere, Sam Bird's pumping his fist. You could see what it means to Sam Bird there. What a drive. What a drive from Sam Bird. Goodness me. You just love to see it. And chat, we're here for Formula E all season. We are here all season long. Oh man, I spoke to Sam Bird in London last year where he didn't have a drive, and I said to him, look, do you remember we chatted like 10 years ago? He was like, not really. I was like, you know, but I've been following you for a long time and I feel like there's still so much more for you to give. Yeah, it was very exciting. So what's going to happen now is very shortly we're going to go to a premiere of the Formula E show. So stick around, basically. There's more content coming. And yeah, so just stick around for that. Just bear with me. And also, we are going to be going to Formula E in the season, so we will speak to Sam Bird about that overtake. We'll say, what was going through your mind there? Yes, so bring 12 hours as well. But if you are interested in the story behind Formula E, we are going to go over to a premiere, which is getting underway. But that was absolutely insane from Sam Bird. Ran the outside into T9. SHT said this is a statement win for Sam Bird after doubts about him getting in the McLaren seat because of his nightmare stint with Jaguar. I just think it's a career resurrecting move, that, and result from Sam Bird. I think it was just, frankly, just ridiculous to try it and ridiculous that he pulled it off. Back-to-back podiums for Rowland as well. Rowland in the Nissan. What an inspired signing there. The man who, again, I mean, you think about drivers who had a poor last season. You're basically talking about Sam Bird and Rowland. Because Rowland, you know, left Mahindra. Sam Bird left Jaguar TCS, and these are the drivers that are P1 and P3 on the podium. Jake Dennis at the end couldn't quite get it done. Yeah, next week we're back in Formula 1, but then we're going to be Tokyo. Tokyo Formula E is coming up as well. So there is lots happening for sure, for show. Yeah, many ups and downs in the race. It'll be great to grow the community on Formula E and do more content around it because we've got great access and the racing is insane. And something I've got to work out, doing some promo maybe for streams. We did hit 30 likes today. I think next time we try and go for that big 50, the big old 50. SHG rolling back home to Nissan, and he is building his career there once again. Yeah. Sam Bird looks over the moon. He looks like the happiest man in the world right now. Roland congratulating a lot of the Neon McLaren mechanics. But yeah, Roland's happy. Sam Bird's happy. How do you feel if you're Mitch Evans? Is Mitch Evans going to be happy about that? I don't know. You let me know about that one. Here come the Nissan mechanics. I was speaking them to a lot last year. In fact, I have a garage tour video with Nissan Formula E if you want to see it. It all depends what you want to see, everyone. All depends what you want to see. We do have the new motorsport channel. So I'm just queuing things up my end. But yeah, dramatic race, and it did all kick off at the end. I thought it was all done for Sam Bird. I was saying Sam Bird P. This is why Sam Bird is Sam Bird, because I was like, P2 is a great result for Sam Bird here. Like, no one's going to be disappointed with Sam Bird getting a P2. What does he do? He just cracks on and does the most ridiculous overtake. And then if you look at the onboard from Roland, Roland almost won the whole thing. Goodness me. Oh my god. Roland. No, sorry. Roland was actually well behind Roland, but he did a cutback on both Verline and Dennis. So what happened there? In the separate group, Verline and Dennis were battling like Bird and Evans were, and Roland just did a mad cutback on both of them. They probably both weren't even thinking about Oliver Roland, but ironically, it was Oliver Roland who had their lunch. Crazy, really. Absolutely crazy. Right, I think in just 1 minute we're going to be going to our premiere. So I want to make sure that's all queued up correctly. Yes, it is indeed. Right, so chat, here's the plan then. So we've got the debut of the Formula E show coming right up. Let me get the link in. So if you're interested in Formula E, definitely go check it out. Please share it as well in all the forums or your groups if you are interested in Formula E. So I would love to keep making this content. I can see a lot of you in that stream already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream here. Thank you very much for joining us for the Sao Paulo E-Prix. We'll be back, I think, for Tokyo, and then we'll be in Misano live on the ground. So we'll be here on the ground. So keep thinking of your questions that you would like me to ask. That started